Preserving the pre-AI internet, a digital archaeology problem. Imagine a world where every piece of information online is tainted by artificial intelligence. This isn't a dystopian fantasy, it's a reality we're rapidly approaching. The advent of AI chatbots has drawn a clear line in the digital sand, dividing the internet into pre-AI and post-AI eras. But here's where it gets controversial. Should we be preserving the pure internet of the past, or should we embrace the AI-generated content of the future? Let's dive in. The introduction of AI chatbots has fundamentally altered the landscape of online content. While some are racing to archive untainted data from the pre-AI era, others argue that the AI outputs themselves are what future historians should study to understand the evolution of these digital entities. Rajiv Pant, an entrepreneur and former chief technology officer at both the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, views AI as a significant threat to the integrity of historical records. I've been pondering this digital archaeology issue since ChatGPT was launched, and it's becoming more pressing each month, Pant explains. Currently, there's no reliable method to distinguish human-authored content from AI-generated material on a large scale. This isn't just an academic concern, it impacts everything from journalism to legal discovery to scientific research. For John Graham Cumming at cybersecurity firm Cloudflare, data produced before the end of 2022, when ChatGPT was launched, is akin to low background steel. This metal, smelted before the Trinity nuclear bomb test on July 16, 1945, is highly valued for use in delicate scientific and medical instruments because it lacks the faint radioactive contamination from the atomic weapon era that interferes with readings. Graham Cumming has launched a website called lowbackgroundsteel.ai to archive data sources that haven't been contaminated by AI, such as a full download of Wikipedia from August 2022. Studies have already indicated that Wikipedia today shows significant signs of AI input. There was a time when we did everything ourselves, and then we started getting significantly augmented by these chat systems, he says. The idea is to create a sort of vault. You can see it as contamination, or you can see it as a milestone. Humans got to this point. And then after this point, we got extra help. Mark Graham, who runs the Wayback Machine at the Internet Archive, a project that has been archiving the public internet since 1996, is skeptical about the effectiveness of new efforts to archive data. The Internet Archive stores up to 160 terabytes of new information every day. Instead of preserving the pre-AI internet, Graham proposes creating archives of AI output for future researchers and historians. He plans to ask 1000 topical questions a day of chatbots and store their responses. Given the magnitude of this task, he will even use AI to do it, AI recording the changing output of AI, for the curiosity of future humans. You ask it a specific question and get an answer, says Graham. Then tomorrow, you ask the same question and you're likely to get a slightly different answer. Graham Cumming clarifies that he isn't anti-AI and that preserving human-created information can actually benefit AI models. Low-quality AI output that gets fed back into training new models can lead to what is known as model collapse. Avoiding this is a worthwhile endeavor, he says. At some point, one of these AIs is going to think of something we humans haven't thought of. It's going to prove a mathematical theorem, it's going to do something significantly new. And I'm not sure I'd call that contamination, says Graham Cumming. And this is the part most people miss. The potential for AI to innovate in ways we can't yet imagine. But here's a thought-provoking question. Should we be more concerned about the integrity of historical records or the potential for AI to revolutionize our understanding of the world? What do you think? Let's discuss in the comments. AI Slop on YouTube, brands advertising against low-quality content. The rise of AI-generated content, or AI slop, on YouTube is a growing concern for major brands and advertisers. This low-quality, often bizarre content is proliferating on social media and video platforms, and it's becoming a challenge for brands to ensure their ads aren't associated with it. AI slop can range from strange and amusing to downright misleading and dangerous. For instance, a channel called Pan-African Dreams shared a deepfake video falsely depicting Pope Leo XIV praising a military leader, which sparked a response from the Vatican. This channel, along with others like Banana Adventure and Mikey, have featured ads from major brands like HBO Max, Amazon, and Adobe. The issue here is brand safety and suitability. While some AI-generated content may not directly harm a brand's reputation, the risk lies in the potential overlap with other damaging or controversial content. Disney and Universal are currently suing the generative AI company Midjourney over this very issue, claiming that users can create images based on protected intellectual property, leading to a bottomless pit of plagiarism. Brands are already facing challenges with their ads appearing next to climate misinformation, medical misinformation, and racist content on YouTube. With AI Slop, these challenges are only amplified. Anirudh Debar, a marketing professor, warns that advertising next to AI Slop could pose a significant reputational risk for brands. YouTube has implemented some restrictions on AI-generated content, requiring creators to disclose the use of AI tools. However, with the platform's vast size, it can be difficult to remove problematic AI slop videos. As of March 2024, YouTube has policies against spam, scams, hate speech, and misinformation, but the proliferation of AI slop in various forms presents additional challenges for advertisers. So, the question remains, how can brands balance the desire for maximum reach with the potential risks associated with AI-generated content? It's a delicate tightrope walk for advertisers in this evolving digital landscape. The unseen tide: spot and stop AI slop, fix low-quality AI content fast. Imagine waking up to a world where the internet is flooded with gibberish, all generated by artificial intelligence. Welcome to the reality of AI slop, a pervasive issue that's making it harder to find genuine, high-quality content online. But here's where it gets controversial. AI slop isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a significant problem that affects everyone, from casual readers to serious researchers. So, let's dive in and explore what AI slop is, why it happens, and how we can fight back. Martin Keene, a master inventor at IBM, recently shed light on this issue, describing AI slop as low-quality, AI-generated content that lacks substance and quality. But what exactly does AI slop look like, and why should you care? Let's break it down. AI slop comes in two main forms: problematic phrasing and deficient content. Problematic phrasing is all about style, think inflated language, repetitive constructs, and over-the-top adjectives. Ever read a sentence that seemed to go on forever, filled with unnecessary words and awkward phrasing? That's AI slop in action. For instance, instead of saying "note that," AI might say "it is important to note that," adding extra words that don't contribute to the meaning. Or it might use repetitive structures like "not only," but also, making the text a chore to read. And let's not forget the peculiar formatting quirks, like em-dashes without spaces, which can make the text look messy and unprofessional. But here's the part most people miss: AI slop isn't just about bad style, it's also about bad content. Large language models, LLMs, the technology behind AI-generated text, often produce verbose and factually incorrect content. These models tend to be verbose by default, generating several sentences where one would suffice. They can also hallucinate, creating plausible-sounding text that is completely made up. This means they can present fabrications as if they were true, spreading misinformation at an alarming rate. And this is where it gets dangerous. Automated content farms can proliferate this low-quality content at scale, contributing to a sea of undifferentiated, unoriginal material across the web. So, what's causing this mess? The root of the problem lies in how LLMs function. At their core, LLMs are built on transformer neural networks that are trained to predict the next word or token in a sequence. This means they prioritize statistical likelihood over genuine meaning or conciseness. In other words, they're more concerned with what comes next than with making sure the content is accurate or useful. Additionally, training data bias plays a significant role. If the vast corpora of human-written text used for training contain repetitive phrases or common errors, the model will reproduce these patterns. Furthermore, the reward optimization process, often reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF, can lead to model collapse, where outputs converge into a narrow, perceived high-scoring style, sacrificing diversity and depth. Now, you might be wondering, what can we do about it? Combating AI slop requires a dual approach from both users and developers. As a user, you can significantly improve the output by being specific in your prompts. Clearly define the desired tone, audience, and constraints. Providing examples of preferred style or format also helps LLMs, which are master pattern matchers, to generate more tailored responses. But here's a pro tip: don't just accept the first draft. Engage in conversational refinement, iterating until you get the desired result. On the developer side, refining training data curation is crucial. As Keen aptly stated, if the training set includes a lot of low-quality web text, the model will inevitably learn those patterns. So filter out all the bland SEO spam and sources with poor writing before using those sources to train or fine-tune models. Developers should also implement nuanced reward model optimization, moving beyond simple helpfulness metrics to include objectives like brevity, correctness, and novelty. And this is where it gets technical. Integrating retrieval systems, such as Retrieval Augmented Generation, RAG, allows models to access and cite real, verified documents, directly addressing the issue of hallucinations. But here's a thought-provoking question for you. Should we be more critical of the content we consume, or should we demand better from the technology that generates it? Do you think AI slop is an inevitable part of the digital age, or can we find a way to overcome it? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's spark a discussion on how we can make the internet a better place for everyone. After all, the future of content is in our hands, and it's up to us to ensure that it's a future worth reading.